Hey there, it's Trisha with Easy Emini Trade, and I'm going to go over the entries for today, Monday, June 28th. I'm going to go over the NQ, which is what I actually traded, but I'll also go over the ES. I'm just going to do the morning because there wasn't a lot going on this afternoon. There were a couple spots where you could have taken entries for a couple points here and there, but I want to be able to get everything in on this one video. And if you want more information, you can go to www.easyeminitrade.com. Okay, so here's the NQ first off. We had an entry actually right here at, and I have my arrow in the wrong place, it was at 9:32, and everything turning red here, line getting below zero, histogram getting below zero, and we are below the moving average over here on our longer tick chart, so we take a short, and actually your entry could have been under this bar, so it just depends on where you got filled. So got the first target on that one. Next opportunity was here. Wasn't interested in it here when it was turning back to red because we had created a support area, and if you look at the overnight session as well, just a general area where there's a lot going on. So wanted to get below that. Got below it here, everything turning red. Took a while to work out. Got our first two targets, and then depending on how you manage that final third, if you're exiting in thirds, then you know, you probably got down here to 27.25. Just put your target right there. Not looking for a long because we are in a downtrend. So even though I have a long firing off here, and I need to tell you the times, I'm sorry, 9:32 is that one, this one is 9:42. This long setting up here at 10:02, not interested because we're in a downtrend. So even though it was trading above the moving average here, just not interested. Also want to point out everything turning back to red here, and you would have had an opportunity to take this, but these bars plotted really quickly, so not likely that you could have gotten in fast enough. It would have actually been under this bar here at 9:54, but they happened pretty quickly, so not likely that you could have gotten in there. Here, same thing. This was at 10:05. You had a short setting up, and these happened really quickly as well, so doubtful that you could have gotten in that. That's the thing about the range bars, is if price is plotting pretty quickly, then they're going to move very quickly and form very quickly, and sometimes you just have to wait, let it go, and then look for an opportunity to get in, you know, on the bounce or the pullback. This here is at 10:22. We have a long setting up, and got in when we got above the low from the previous day, and that worked out for our first two targets, and then you could put your final target just above the 50% retracement area. Here we are above the moving average, and it's kind of changed its tune here. You can see that it's sloping higher, and so a little bit different looking here, expecting it to move higher than right here after this downtrend. So that's why I was willing to take that one. Here you had a long setting up when everything's turning back to green, basically your MACD above the zero line and the histogram above zero, and that would have you getting in at 10:37. And if you missed that one, the next opportunity was right here at 10:46, and I actually missed this entry because I was doing something else. So I unfortunately missed this one, but got in here on this one at 10:59 when everything was turning back to green. And you know, obviously I didn't capture as nearly as much as somebody here captured, but it worked out and I was happy. So great morning overall on the NQ, and now I'm going to quickly go over to the ES, and there were some things during lunch that you could have taken, but like I said, I want to make sure I have time to cover the ES for the morning as well. Okay, so the ES, you have a setup here at 9:32, trading prices trading below the moving average over here on our longer tick chart, and using 5100 as the overview and taking entries off a 1 point range. 1.5 point range won't work on the ES. So 9:32, you have an entry, and your target is likely going to be the floor trader pivot point right below you, and you get through it. And so if you took this initial entry at 9:32, you were able to sit through this whole entire move. Let's see, could you really have, because after you get your first target, you're going to move your stop to your entry. So not sure if this would have stopped you out on this bar. I think it would have. So then you'd be looking here for a re-entry at 9:41. You get below the floor trader pivot, and notice here histogram increasing in size. Everything's still heading lower here on our line for our indicator. So still good to take that short, and keeps going. And you would have had another opportunity here. It was the same entry as on the NQ, but my guess is that where the NQ, it plotted pretty quickly. This probably did the same. It plotted probably pretty quickly, wasn't watching it. And here you have a long setting up, and just like on the NQ, you wouldn't really be interested in it because you're in a downtrend and it's setting up here on this bar. So if you did take it, it stopped you out, but seeing where you came from, I'd want at least a little bit of a change of the direction. Like on the next bar, that would be interesting to me because, we broke through this area right here based on these, bars over here to the left. So that would be interesting. So if you were interested in that one occurred at 10:12. Notice everything turning back to green here, line getting above zero, histogram getting above zero, and you take it. It takes a while to work out, but it does finally work out. If you wanted to wait to get above this area of resistance at 70.50, you'd be looking for an entry on this bar here at 10:22 when everything is increasing in size again. Not looking for a short right here with everything turning red. The moving average, you are trading below the moving average barely, but you are. But I wouldn't be interested in that for me personally if I was trading the ES. And again, I want to remind you, I did not trade the ES, I traded the NQ. Just wanted to point these out for anybody interested in the ES because I had been getting questions about it. This here, everything turning back to green, line getting above zero, histogram above zero. This is at 10:40, and basically you captured the same move higher that we were able to capture on the NQ. You would have had another opportunity for a re-entry here at 11:29. That's lunchtime. Chances are you probably would not be interested in taking that. So I just wanted to point those out really quickly, and I know I sped through these, but I only have 10 minutes on YouTube. So I hope that helps, and you can check out the setups at www.easyminitrade.com.